Radio Rahim with 2014 Trainer of the Year, Freddie Roach, and your second home. It seems like we're here all the time now at the Beverly Hills Hotel. But what's unusual this time is that you're sitting here with Miguel Cotto. This is not the first stop on the tour. It's the last stop. So talk to me about how the relations have been with the camp, with the Martinez camp so far.
Well, you know, this is the first press conference I've been. I've been in the Philippines with Pacquiao, so I hear there's some bad blood there. Martinez says he doesn't like Cotto because Miguel thinks he's the champion, he says, and stuff. And he doesn't realize that Miguel is the bigger fighter, and we will make demands that we will get because we are the bigger fighter, and we have the pay-per-view reputation, and we deserve it.
There's been some accusations from the Martinez camp, like you just referenced, about Miguel being a prima donna and being, very hard to deal with. This is your first time this year within the last, 12 months training Miguel. What's your experience been like with him in the gym and getting him to do his work?
Miguel is one of the most disciplined persons I've ever met. His work ethic is great. He trains unbelievable. 5 o'clock every morning we do the conditioning workout. 3 o'clock we do the boxing workout. 2 workouts a day, every day. He's great to work with, and I got a great game plan for him to prepare him for this fight, and we will knock this guy out.
Turning to that game plan, Martinez has taken some criticism from his last fight. Is he too old? Does he still have that, old Martinez ability? Do you think? How are you strategizing against that?
Well, he has a lot of speed. I mean, that's his biggest asset. And when we get older, we start to lose that a little bit. And I'm sure he's slowing down a little bit, but he still has that speed effect. But I've studied him quite a bit because I did get Chavez. I tried to get Chavez ready for him, and if Chavez had showed up a couple more days in the gym, I think we would have won that fight. But this time I have a guy that's disciplined, a guy that's going to listen to me, and he's going to follow my game plan to a T like he did in the last fight. And I love this fight. We're going to destroy Martinez. I mean, he may be a nice guy and all that, but this is a fight.
Cotto and Chavez, there are some similarities that you could draw there. Obviously, as you say, Cotto is a guy with a lot more work ethic, but they're both aggressive guys, heavy hitters. Do you think that Cotto can knock him out because of the aggression? Can Martinez handle like a full onslaught for 3 minutes around?
I don't think so. I think Martinez's defense is really bad. I mean, he keeps his hands too low, and when you do that, you're easy to hit. I mean, the thing is, he has poor defense. That's how he almost got knocked out by Chavez in the last round, and he stick his chin up in the air like that. But I think that Cotto is a much better boxer than Chavez. And technique-wise, I mean, Chavez is just tougher, and maybe has one of the greatest chins in the world. But technique-wise, Miguel's a better fighter, and we'll show that in this fight.
Now I'm going to play a little top-ranked shell game here because I can see Bob working a little bit. He's talking about Triple G facing Chavez. Obviously, you're facing Martinez. These are championship fights. If you're to win this fight and Chavez wins the fight against Triple G, it could be a unification there. You could be facing Chavez in the opposite corner. How do you feel about that matchup?
Well, I don't think Chavez can make 160, and I don't think we might go for 5 world titles at 68. It's definitely a possibility, you can never say never. But one thing I do like Chavez, he's a good kid. I mean, we had 3 really good fights together. We did have that one bad experience, and he just I just don't know what was in his head at that moment. But he's a nice kid. I do like him, but I don't think they're gonna fight because. For Cotto, you've got Alvarez out there. You've got a rematch possibly with Mayweather. You've got some real big fights there, So I think there's bigger fights than Chavez out there.
Now, this time with Pacquiao, which we got to get to, it's going to be the two camps again, right? You train in the Philippines. You're going to train in the States. Last time you said training in the one place in the Philippines, all focused there, was the most successful for you. How are you going to navigate the two camps again in the two different countries?
Well, we just finished the Philippine part of that camp, and now we're here in the U.S. and getting started with the U.S. portion, and the jet lag, getting rid of that is I think by tomorrow I'll be on the same time zone. But it's been a little bit of a struggle over the couple of days, but that's always an issue. And since we're fighting in Vegas this time, we have to be here for to acclimate, of course. But the last fight was in Macau, so it was on the same time zone as the Philippines. So we just stayed in the Philippines. That's why it was very good to be there for the whole time, because the fight was only a couple of hour flight away and on the same time zone as the Philippines, so it worked out well. But since we're fighting here, I like to spend more time in LA. So we're here for 4 weeks, and then the 5th week we'll be in Vegas, and but we'll be 100% by the time the fight happens.
And lastly, Freddie, you said, Pacquiao was so motivated and focused for the Brandon Rios fight because he was coming off the knockout. He wanted to prove that, he was still, able to fight at an elite level. He did that. Now, in the rematch with Bradley, where he feels like he won the first fight, he's proven that he's still an elite fighter. Is the motivation there? How do you keep that focus, that laser focus on being able to perform at the level he's going to need to perform against Bradley?
Well, Bradley helped me a little bit. In face-off, Bradley told me he lost his killer instinct and doesn't have it anymore. And Manny's told me about that more than once, and it really irritates him that his opponent said that right to his face, and he will pay for that.
Thank you, Freddie. Radio Rahim with Trainer of the Year, Freddie Roach.